Viewers, before we dive in, drop your location and your local time in the comments. It's always wild seeing who's watching from where and at what hour they're catching these tales. It's a sunny Tuesday around 11 a.m. when he's out at the community lake teaching 8 kids how to fish, 6 to 12 years old. Parents smiling from the shore cameras snapping. He's showing little Lily how to flick her wrist just right so her line arcs perfectly without tangling. The water's glassy, the air smells faintly of pine and sun-warmed earth, and everything feels calm. Until Monica Davidson barrels across the grass like she's storming the beaches. Clipboard in one hand, phone in the other, measuring tape dangling like she's about to audit the fish. She starts hollering about unauthorized adults and endangering children. One poor kid bursts into tears. He tries explaining patiently, which is impressive given she's filming him like an escaped zoo animal, that he's a resident, a certified fishing instructor with CPR training, and has full parental permission. Monica's answer, dial 911, drop the P-word predator, and glare like she's in a soap opera's season finale. Police arrive 20 minutes later. Take one look at the scene. Happy kids nodding parents Monica mid-rant and tell her fishing isn't illegal. She pivots to claiming some obscure HOA rule she apparently invented over breakfast. Historians still argue whether this was raw malice or just a masterclass in self-owning. An hour after the cops leave his inbox, dings $500 fine for unauthorized child supervision. That's just the appetizer. Over the next week, she slaps him with $1,450 in creative violations, commercial activity in a residential zone, disturbing community peace, improper equipment storage, even vehicle access violations for driving gear to the lake. And her son Ryan launches a smear campaign online complete with hashtags and one-star reviews, painting him as the menace of Riverbend Estates. Then plot twist. His uncle's lawyer calls. Not only has he inherited $220,000, but his uncle left a note. Use this to show bullies what real power looks like. A little digging reveals the city owns the lake and it's up for sale. 12 acres exclusive access rights, $180,000 asking price and barely advertised. Monica's been collecting $275 per household for lake maintenance the city already covers. That's when he overhears her chatting about cleaning up the fishing problem before a developer's buyer tour, plus a personal $200,000 commission in her sights. Now, the fine isn't just petty, it's strategic. And buying the lake isn't just revenge, it's checkmate. At 4:30 the next morning, his plan to quietly buy the lake nearly derails literally. The roar of industrial pumps yanks him out of bed. He peers through the blinds and sees Monica in full HOA battle regalia, supervising 2 contractors who are draining Riverbend Lake like it's an overfilled kiddie pool. No permits, no environmental clearance, just gallons of water gushing away while Ryan live streams it as an emergency environmental response. Historians still argue whether Monica thought she was saving the ecosystem or just detonating her own legal standing in record time. Security cameras catch every second. He dials 911 and within 12 minutes, 6 officers roll up. The contractors scatter like startled geese. Monica is arrested for vandalism, environmental crimes, and misuse of public funds since she paid for the whole fiasco with HOA money. The best part. When police seize Ryan's phone, they find an entire text trail plotting harassment, fake violations, and the smear campaign. Facing felony charges, Ryan flips faster than a pancake at a Sunday brunch, handing over proof of Monica's corruption and a shady development deal that would bulldoze 47 homes into 180 condos. By that afternoon, the city council, now under media siege, votes 5-0 to approve his purchase offer. 72-hour closing instead of a month. Environmental review waived thanks to Monica's stunt. He walks into City Hall with a cashier's check, walks out the legal owner of 12 acres of water and shoreline. Lake Delacro, named for his family, is officially his. Then comes the moment. Every petty bone in his body's been waiting for a mandatory community meeting on his new property. 42 households crowd the pier. He tells them calmly that effective immediately, they're banned from the lake. 8 loyal families get $50 annual permits. Everyone else $475 per year or $85 per day per person. A family of 4, $340 just to dangle a line for an afternoon. Chaos blooms instantly. Neighbors shout about our lake kids' memories and destroying the community, but he reminds them they backed Monica's harassment or stayed silent. Consequences have a funny way of showing up like that. Within a week, property values nosedive 18%. Half the neighborhood lists their homes, and Monica's secret developer deal evaporates. For the first time in years, the HOA queen has no lake, no allies, and no payday. He, on the other hand, has control revenue streams and a ringside seat to her empire crumbling in slow motion. Over the next 8 months, Lake Delacro transforms into a profitable private haven. Annual permits from the remaining 24 households bring in over $11,000, corporate team-building retreats book months ahead, and 3 school districts sign exclusive field trip contracts. Fishing enthusiasts move in, replacing the exodus of sour-faced neighbors. Local businesses boom from tourism. Monica, meanwhile, spirals. Criminal convictions stick, vandalism, environmental crimes, misuse of public funds. Restitution alone is $43,000. Civil suits from 12 residents drain her further. Her husband files for divorce. Ryan moves out, starts studying environmental science, and eventually launches a sustainable fishing gear company worth 7 figures. He even names his first child after the man his mother once tried to ruin. 5 years pass. He's now running 12 Lake Delacro academies across 6 states. $850,000 in annual revenue sitting on the State Environmental Committee. Married to the documentary producer who covered his saga raising 3 kids in a mansion overlooking the lake that started it all. Then Monica, broke, jobless, and facing eviction, applies for a custodial position at his academy. The irony could power a small city. He offers the job on conditions of public apology, anger management classes, 100 hours of community service, and working directly under Ryan's supervision. Historians still argue whether this was saintly mercy or a masterclass in poetic humiliation. Monica swallows her pride enough to stand before a packed room and admit, "I was wrong about everything." Now every morning at 5 a.m., she reports in uniform, probationary badge glinting, cleaning the very toilets in the building, where kids learn the fishing skills she once tried to ban. She empties trash while he runs programs that bring joy to hundreds each week. True power, he reflects, isn't controlling people. It's building something so solid that even your enemies have to work for you just to survive. Monica's attempt to erase him from the community made him a multimillionaire, a leader, and a teacher to thousands of kids. And every time he casts a line at sunset with his daughter beside him, Monica's in the background, sweeping the dock. The wind down begins slowly, like the lake's own gentle tide at dusk. Sunlight fades over the rippling water, the air cooling with the scent of cedar and distant campfires. Laughter from a family lesson echoes across the shore, blending with the soft creak of a rocking chair on his porch. The battles, the fines, the shouts they feel far away, now muted under the hum of cicadas. In their place is something steadier, built from patience, persistence, and a refusal to bow to bullies. The lake glows in the last light, a mirror for the sky, a reminder that storms pass and the surface always smooths again. His voice drops to a near whisper, a closing note for anyone listening in the quiet. Build your peace so strong that nothing, no neighbor, no lie, no scheme can take it from you. The rest just ripples on the water.